Hello, hello. Happy eclipse, everybody. So tonight I am doing the reading for the full moon, for the collective consciousness. Every month, as you know, I do 3 readings at least, and they are for the new moon and the full moon, and the point right in between. The readings serve as activations. They provide maps to get through that experience in the most magical way. So tonight, this reading is for the integration period. We've come to the full moon, fullest light, everything is being revealed, everything is being illuminated. And so this is a time when we look at that all and we soak it in, we take it in, we see it for what it is, in its fullest truth, and we make peace with it. We make peace with everything that happened throughout this past moon cycle. We're only using the moon as a time reference here. Okay, so tonight is going to provide that map for the integration period as a collective consciousness. What we're asking to be shown are those archetypes that hold the keys to unlock the doors that we're going to step into in this part of the cycle. So which archetypal wisdom wants to be revealed right now? And in what priority order? How are we meant to embody it? It's also an eclipse, so the energy is far more powerful than usual. So this is a special full moon and a special integration activation. And it's the first one of 2019. It's the first integration activation of this year. So this is really cool, you guys. Thanks for tuning in. So feel free to tune into the deck. You can put your energies into it. You can do whatever you need to do to feel that you are connected, that you are connecting to this reading. And try your best to just empty yourself to create a vessel for that divine information to enter. Make space. Make space. In fact, that's exactly what we're doing at the integration point of each cycle. We're making space for the next one. We're letting all the information from the past cycle sink in with acceptance and understanding so that we can take what we need for the next one and get rid of what we don't any longer need so that we can invite space for the next one to enter. So, are you empty and open and ready to be filled with divine wisdom? I am. Laying out my special cloth. I love my cloth. I've had it for so long. And it looks like the night sky. We begin. Okay, I only pulled 4 cards right now, and we'll see if anything else wants to be pulled. Looks like this. Okay. So, something that we're stepping out of as a collective consciousness, what we're leaving behind, our past, wow, is the sun. So it tells me that we're coming out of a time of being maybe more communicative, outward, shining our truth and expression, really blasting our aura forward, really like not hiding at all, really coming out of our shells. This is a lot of what we've been going through. Okay, really interesting. So we have the very first card is a major arcana. The future card is also a major arcana. But before we get to the future, let's see a little bit about where we're at right now. So this is what we're stepping out of. We did a lot of this, self-expression, shining our inner sun forth. Now we're at the Knight of Swords. Looks like this. So it's the fire of air. It's putting a belief or an idea into action, taking action upon our truth, whether it's a belief that we have that is very strong, or a thought program, an idea, running with that. Really taking action on that. So that's where we're at right now. Perhaps we felt like we've been letting an idea stir in our minds, or we've been comparing different paths. Now is a time to act on those truths, or pick one and act on it, to finally put our ideas to the test. The only way to move forward is to give it a try. And so as we do that, right, as we charge forth with this new idea, this new truth. As a collective society, remember, it's happening individually, of course, but right now this reading is specifically for the collective, so how can we get hints from applying this to the collective? How can we look through that perspective of collective consciousness to really understand truth in the bigger picture, and then after take it back down to the individual and see how it's all connected? So as a collective, we were stepping out of this. And as a collective, we're here right now, ready to act on some truth collectively. Big thing. This is very big, because in the future, what we're charging forward to is another major arcana. So this is only the third card I pulled out of the four, and two of them are major arcana already. So this tells me that it's a very powerful reading. And it makes sense to me because I said at the beginning of this video, tonight is a very auspicious night. And I showed you guys my tarot blanket. Check out the chariot. Look at his roof there of the chariot. It's the sky, it's the stars. There are no reins on the sphinxes, which typically you'd see reins and you'd see horses. But this is very spiritual and very ethereal, and it's not really talking about a chariot on earth necessarily. Sure, that could be one reflection of this energy. But this energy of the chariot means forward movement and self-exertion quickly, speedily, ascension, progression, empowerment, and action upon that, action through that. And so that's where we're headed right now. Whatever truths we try out right now, whatever ideas or truths we go to express and act upon right now, it's leading us to ascension. It's going to lead us to the next level. It's going to give us the opportunity to really rise up quickly and strongly. And of course, this will only be sustainable. It will only really be, its potential will only be truly and fully used and accessed when it has its roots in purity and source. On the virtuous path, when we access these archetypal qualities of the chariot, then the results are eternally successful. But on the contrary, if we only embody the chariot card, an archetype from the smaller consciousness, we won't really get very far with its power. Its power is meant to be used in support of and in connection with the universal self. There is where our power lies. When we align our will with the highest, we receive all of that backup and all that support to carry out our mission and to manifest results that are eternally sustainable. We manifest something real that can really never die. So what are we going to make of these ideas and truths that we're running with right now as a collective? How can we encourage each other to really choose the best truth, the one that's for the highest good of the one, for all of us, and to then charge forth with fullest confidence? Pick the idea. You may be unsure for a while, but ultimately there comes a time we have to choose. And when you do, don't look back. Just choose, and choose in confidence. We could support each other in doing that. So like I said, we're getting to this future of the chariot, and the bridge between now and then, until we get there, the lesson is, Ace of Swords. Okay, so this reading was the Sun, the Chariot, the Knight of Swords, and an Ace of Swords. A Knight, an Ace, and two major arcana. Powerful. And the two that are not major arcana are both swords. Ace of Swords, aces are initiations. Aces are the raw power of the element itself. And swords are the suit of the mind. Truth. Truthful expression. The crown is at the top of the sword because it's reflecting that only the king can truly hold that sword. And the king can only be the king when he remembers what he's doing it all for, is the queen. You have to go through the queen. You have to go through the whole suit. Each individual does. We have to become the queen to even then become the king. And that is the highest. And that's why the crown is at the top of the sword. This is the sword of truth and justice and righteousness. A true sword. So this is the bridge between right now and then. And so how is that the bridge? It becomes a challenge and a gift. And that challenge and gift, as the Ace of Swords, means we are going to be challenged to speak our truth, and confidently. We're going to be challenged to remember our true power. The power in truth that is inherent in all of us and in all things. That's going to be the challenge. How much can we recognize that? That real raw power, which is unlimited potential, because that is our source, the source of all the elements, of course, including mind. How can we remind each other of that? Because this is a collective reading. As we move toward that chariot, we will no doubt get there in the best way if we continue to encourage each other and ourselves to speak our truth, and to align our truth with the highest good of the One. So I feel really complete with this reading. I usually pick 5 cards. It's always different, but I usually pick 5 cards, and tonight 4 felt right, and I see why, because we had a very powerful reading here, and it feels complete. We moved from the Sun to the Chariot, and in between them we had two very powerful Swords cards, the Knight and the Ace. So this is very auspicious. This is a really powerful night. I look forward to letting this sink in, because this was the integration activation, so this is going to help us really take in the last cycle and prepare for the next. So if you need to watch this over again, feel free. I know it's a lot of information and it's fast. And I wish you guys all a happy and illuminated full moon eclipse. I really appreciate you and the work that you're doing to go deep, to dig deep, and to do what needs to be done. To choose, and to choose confidently each thought, each action, in reflection of our awareness, our consistent awareness of the highest good of all as one. Always, always was, is, and always will be. Shalom.